Album Review, the podcast where four totally unqualified guys review a different album every week in the hope of broadening our knowledge of music. However, we are easily swayed off topic and have no real idea what we are talking about. Today's album
is Pierce the Veil, Collide with the Sky.
Hi, this is my pick, Pierce the Veil. Yeah,
what are we laughing at?
What a start.
For some reason, in my head, I was just thinking, so what's your second favourite?
My second favourite.
I love the second favourite.
But I didn't stop myself saying it, but then I laughed so loud from thinking about it.
To be fair, I did half expect Joe to start off with I've been the biggest fan of Pierce the Veil.
No, but I am going to go into a little bit of that. Okay. Because I went to this music college and everyone was like, it was very looked down upon to like Pierce the Veil.
Why was that?
Because it was like teenage angst, and like everyone at my college were like, there was like two halves to people, there was like the gangsters who wanted to do rap music, and then there was the hardcore metal kids, but they,
Well, and there was no one making good music there.
No one making good music. It was either one or the other. And then like by the second year of that college, it was all rap kids and no metal stuff.
Thank God.
It was
thank God for the rap kids.
Thank God. Praise the rap kids.
So, there was like the chavs and then there was just the emo kids and nothing in between.
But you still don't explain why Pierce the Veil was looked down upon.
Because like it was like seen as like the I'm trying to think of an analogy for it. The Justin Bieber of pop music, almost. So you know how it used to be like looked down upon to like Justin Bieber.
But I sort of get what you're trying to say, but then at the same time, someone
them in that.
Yeah, I was going to say someone coming up to you and going like, "Don't listen to this relatively intricate music. Listen to this." They're just like, this is what you should listen to.
Correct. I love dying. Yeah, so I think, but then you chose the Selfish Machines album a while ago, and it didn't really, it just didn't really stick out to me that much. But then I was driving home from Suffolk in Holly's new car, and she put on Collide with the Sky album, which she had on CD in her car, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome!" And for some reason, all of a sudden, I just had this big like. Why didn't I ever listen to these? Because this is fucking good shit. Really good shit.
Good shit.
I think they are the masters of keeping you like in the moment. Like I think their strongest suit is like changes between parts of the song, because nothing ever takes you out of the moment. Everything always keeps you in it, and like it's like experience,
Whoa,
bro.
It's like a moving train. It just never stops.
However, my biggest issues with this, and I know you're all gonna be like fuck's sake, but my biggest issues with this album wasn't so much the music, but the production.
Yes.
I think.
I'd argue it was very much in the forefront of the things that are kind of wrong with the album.
Yeah. Like, I feel like, and you guys might probably disagree with a lot of things I say, but I feel like his vocals should have been higher in the mix a lot. Like, sometimes I'm like, everything's kind of just drowning him out. I also thought they overpanned things. There's things that you'd notice like sitting in your car listening to it, and then there's things that you'd notice with your headphones on. And with the headphones on, you can kind of notice a lot of like they hard pan so much shit, and you've got like just hard something in the left ear, like one riff, and then something else in the right ear. And as cool as that is, I don't feel like it worked.
Interesting.
No, it was an experience.
It was an experience. It was an experience, bro. I don't feel like there was really a bad song on the album. To be honest, if I were to choose one, it would be "I'm Low on Gas" and "You Needed a Jacket." That's my worst favorite. my biggest issue with that song is that I felt like the tempo was just too slow. Like I felt like if that song was like increased its tempo by like 5, like I'd have no issues with it. But it just kind of felt a bit like, come on, faster. You know, that's
Right,
that's,
okay.
that's what all.
Why
the
are we all just silent? What's
I
happening?
know.
The whole
It was
album's
Joe
very-
chiming in.
The whole album's very fast
The
paced.
album's very
so it's
fast,
like
yeah.
I feel
Yeah, I
like
get but
it
it's-
needed a bit of a
Yeah, but it
slow
wasn't
down.
even like a really. It wasn't like a. It was like all the. Well,
Are you okay?
Are you all right?
I just had a
What are
stroke.
you doing?
My brain died.
It sounded like you were sneezing or something.
What are you doing?
my brain just hit a wall, and that was just me trying to bash the wall down. Because the song didn't feel like it should have been slow. Like everything, all the riffs and all the bits and bobs felt like it should have been that fast pace. You know, it didn't have the timbre of that type of thing. You know, you get me?
No, not really. You're using all these musical knowledge terms.
Timbre is the sound.
Don't
It's
you
the-
mansplain to me. I wasn't asking for an explanation. I was just telling you that I don't understand what you're saying.
But fuck me, these guys are so talented. Like the guitar.
You could
playing-
isolate that audio, by the way. Joe just said, "But fuck me."
Fuck me.
Fuck me.
Fuck
But
me.
fuck me.
But fuck me. Like I think.
What do
I
you
think-
call a gay dinosaur? Megazauros. No, no one. Up
But
top.
fuck me.
Thank you, Joe. Yikes.
Yikes. I think the guitar playing obviously stands out massively in
It's the best
in-
part about Pierce the Veil, to be honest.
this album. Some of the riffs are absolutely insane. And I'm going to mention this now. It is in one of my favorite songs in my top 3, but I can't remember which one it's on because I don't know if this is something that's quite an issue with the album. But as I loved them all, and as I went down, I was like, "Yeah, this is great. This is great." I could never put the name to a song other than "King for a Day," but that's obviously because "King for a Day" is kind of their iconic song and everyone knows it.
I could do it for 2 other songs, but I would agree with you on the rest. Like,
It's because they don't tend
Well,
to say the line in the chorus or anything
No.
like that.
No,
Pretty
they
rare.
kind of and that's the thing is their choruses are exactly like amazingly hooky. I feel like they just have their long song and they have each different part to a song.
If they're
No.
amazingly hooky, how come you can't remember any of them?
I just said
No,
they're
no,
not.
he's saying they're not.
Oh, sorry.
I said they just have all
Sit
these.
back down, sir.
I didn't hear you say. I think you said they were amazingly hooky.
No, they're not amazingly hooky.
Right.
It's in like
It's like, objection.
They just have this time slot and loads of different parts in between them, rather than like a solid structure. I feel like how I would describe their songs.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm a bit worried about how quiet you've been about the album so far.
me.
yeah, so am I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my review.
Oh, I'm 100% not.
No,
not
hold on. No,
like this.
you actively like you basically make it so we try and talk about the album more. Reserving your opinion is not something.
I'm
that
not
we're
reserving my
supposed to do,
opinion.
right?
I just have
Well, then
nothing to say.
what do you feel about what Joe was saying? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Well, I agree. Well, I was calling him out on the because I thought you said there was no hooks.
I wasn't talking about that part specifically.
at all.
Come on now. Come on,
Come on
now.
now.
Give us something.
I don't have anything to add.
Give us a little fucking morsel, you son of a bitch.
It's just,
Dance for me.
it's kind of. I think the album's just a mush, isn't it? It's just mushed together.
Ooh.
I could never
As in-
tell the difference between one. Well, actually, to be fair, the very intro, I like how it faded from the beginning into the next. But I feel like a lot of the songs just.
All right, David, quiet down. It's not your review.
We got him, boys. We got him. God, Will, you've moved up to 3rd funniest today.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, consistently bad. Well done.
Cheers, bro.
Here's a badge. This isn't a badge.
I would agree with that, Denver, definitely. But as much as that, I feel like that is because of the like kind of no hookiness of like the main chorus not being able to really put a name to the titles. I feel like that all kind of comes together in that point that you've just made.
I think sometimes you couldn't tell what the chorus was because it never.
Yes.
The chorus never built. It started hard, ended hard, never changed.
Yeah,
Sounds like a Friday night.
100%. But I tell you what, I was actually talking to Aidan about this a couple of days ago. How I don't like that the intro goes into the first song.
Oh no, I do like that. I like when albums do that.
Because if you ever listen to just that one song on isolation, it just comes in so fucking hard, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, I can get that. Yeah.
Go on.
I think that's where it scores bonus points in terms of that album rather than the individual songs.
Yeah, sure. I feel like I don't know if I genuinely can't remember what the fuck I said about the other album. I know I didn't click with me amazingly. I just kind of was like, yeah, it's good. But I can't remember what we said with it. Did we talk about Sleeping with Sirens at all?
Probably.
It was before we recorded them, wasn't it? The last Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
It
but
was
like
pick 36.
that would have been way before we started recording them then. But yeah, obviously Kellen Quinn is in King for a Day. And honestly, I can tell you this: when I was younger, I couldn't tell you the difference between these two bands, like Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens. I thought they were the same singer. They both have that like kind of almost female-esque voice. Like I when Aidan showed me Sleeping with Sirens for the first time, I refused to believe that it was a guy. I was like, it's got to be that's a woman.
Oh, is it? Because he's on this album, right?
He is on this album.
Kellen Quinn.
He's on King for a Day.
But he does sound. He sounds a lot more feminine than Vic does, probably.
Yeah,
and he's not exactly the most manly voice, is he?
Well, no, exactly. Yeah, they're both got very. They're very. I see what you mean, Joe. They're very similar. It's the backing that's loads different. I think
there is a part in one of the songs. I can't remember which one it was, where like there is a singer that goes really low in it, and I didn't know if that was the same.
Yeah, I didn't like that. It's not.
I didn't like it, but who is that? Like, who?
No idea, but I didn't like it.
Fair enough. Right, I'll start us off with my third favorite then. My third favorite is King for a Day. I kind of had a resentment against myself with putting this in my top three. You know, it was weird because like the other songs were fresher because King for a Day is a song that I've heard a million times over.
Yeah.
So the other songs felt fresher and were more interesting because of that, but there was still no denying that King for a Day is just a fucking banger. And so I kind of felt like, you know, it needed to be there because if I didn't, I would just be picking something else because it felt fresher. Whereas this is just a better song anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
No! Objection!
Oh!
No, sorry, I just
Testify!
I wanted to create conflict. I don't actually disagree. Just trying to bring some much needed life into this review.
What do you mean? I'm doing a great review. I'm doing a good job. Compliment me.
Well, when you start doing a great job, I'll let you know.
I felt like I've brought up some interesting points.
I think you're doing fantastic, Joe.
Thank
And
you.
I've just checked. I've checked around the room again, Joe.
To me.
It's all over again.
Last review, you started telling me what I can and can't say when I'm being boring. No, I'm not having it. This is your fault.
Joe, I don't give a fuck.
Like last week when Aidan just like, shut the fuck up, Joe, before Joe's even said anything.
Man, I love that part too.
My second favourite
I still get voice breaks. I've not hit puberty yet.
is Bulls in the Bronx. I feel like maybe this is a bit of a controversial pick. I'm not too sure, but I kind of liked this song purely because of its heaviness. It was one of the more of the heavier ones. Really fast riffs all the way throughout and catchy bits. Again, the thing is all the songs are great for the same reason. It's so hard to like pick in between them because they're all just the same. You know, they're all just great. You know.
Oh no, I didn't like how Deborah agreed with that. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are the same. And again, I've only just realised by looking at the album now, but my top three are all right next to each other. My favourite is a Match Into Water. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, definitely interested. Again, for the same reasons as previous.
Brilliant.
I feel like what sticks out in this song really is like the guitaring, just amazing riffs all the way throughout. And there was, I can't remember what song it's in. It's in one of those songs that I just said. It not King for a Day. It's an Imagine to Water Bulls for Bronx. Amazing flamenco guitar playing. And
Look at this asshole using
Bulls in the
technical
Bronx.
terms.
So I
Damn
don't
fucking
know.
flamenco.
Denver, I don't know. Do you know the difference between a normal guitar and a flamenco guitar?
Oh my god, listen to this guy.
Yes, one of them's in Bulls for the Bronx.
Thanks. No, so the difference is one of them is metal string, and then a flamenco guitar is plastic strings, basically. And it's much harder to kind of go fast on it because they're a lot looser. So when this kind of flamenco guitar solo came in, I was like, this is amazing, and I loved it.
What
And I
if it
thought
was
it
just
worked really
digital?
well.
What if someone isn't actually playing that?
Well,
Someone is, but
How do
someone
you know,
is,
though?
yeah. I mean, you can literally hear the pick going on it, or his finger, whatever.
Could be an effect.
You could be. You never know what's real these days.
Exactly.
That's true. These could all
Never
be
know. Am I
programmed
talking?
responses from Joe.
Am I talking, or have you just written my transcript in Google Translate and you're just playing me?
To be fair, it sounds interesting.
Joe is actually just a super clever AI.
I mean, you're clever.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've got to say. Like I say, I think they're just like they're always keeping you in the moment, always keeping things interesting. Fucking loved it. I feel like if I went back to the other album, I would probably rate it higher than whatever I did before.
You gave it a 6.5 before.
Yeah, I'd rate it higher than that.
well,
Oh,
Thank you, Joseph.
just for reference, what did I?
6.5.
Really?
Everyone
Fuck me,
gave it
I've read that
6.5
now.
apart from me.
God, that's interesting. That is. I think I'd give it higher than that now.
I think we
You're
all
not
would.
in like the mood though, aren't you? Right.
No, I
No,
don't.
not for that album. Not for that album.
Not for sausage machines. I could be wanking it on, and it'd be the best thing to happen to
I
me.
could be at my grandma's
Right,
funeral. It'd be the best thing.
It's
that's
just like,
happened
oh shit, Nan, Bestios. Oh wait,
Oh, shit.
to me. Man, get up! Get up!
In the mosh man.
you're missing it. Fuck's sake, someone.
Get out of the fucking coffin, Gran! Oh fuck! She's gonna miss it, Mum. Mum, she's gonna miss it.
So fucked up, Will. She's gonna miss it.
Oh, the coffin, man.
Are you seeing this bitch, Mum?
So ignorant. Fucking bitch.
That is such a horrible bit. I don't.
Oh. F's in the chat, lads.
You actually gave
Second.
it 6s, not 6.5s.
God damn,
What
really?
the fuck were we doing?
Well, Will gave it 6.5.
Oh.
Aidan and Joe gave it a 6.
Damn. If I go back now, I'd rate it a 9.
Mm-hmm. I think I genuinely would.
Denver would rate it a 1 just to count it.
Like an 8
Just
or an
to count
8.5.
it.
Spiteful little weasel.
So what's your second favourite, Denver?
Hey, nice.
Hey, nice reference. Right, this album, I see. When we did the first album, that was back when I even didn't like Don Broco back then. And I completely hated anything even a smidge of metal, I just instantly hated. So going into this new album, I was like, maybe I was just wrong before. Maybe if I was listening to the other album again now, I would like it a lot more. Anyway, I listened to this album and I remembered why I hated it. I can't stand his voice. I can't stand that whine-like noise that comes from his mouth.
Yeah, but what about the album?
Um,
Because I thought you were talking about Joe, sorry.
no, sadly not. I was talking about Vic.
Mummy!
Yeah, I just can't stand it. But it reminded me of I hated it. I disliked it for all the same reasons I disliked the first one. That I just could not tell the difference between any songs. There was zero hooks in any of the songs. So there was nothing. There was never even a moment. There was very few moments in any songs where I was like, that bit's good, or I like it because of that. Picking a worst was literally random. I had no differentiating thing between one or the other. I was like, I don't like this one any more than that one. or the other way around. Like, so
I'm so disappointed in hearing this.
Why? Like,
I
I
didn't
kind of assumed this
expect
would be
much better, but like you can't deny the talent. The talent's so good.
I mean,
like,
What do you think to the backing then?
I think the backing's really cool.
Yeah, it's just you can't get over that barrier of his voice.
No, I literally wrote, if Brendan Urie sang on this, maybe I'd find it amazing.
That's such a white boy thing to say.
Because I feel like the music in the background could be good. Like, I was listening to it while playing Zombies, and like, this music feels like it could go in Zombies, apart from his vocals. You feel like you need someone different to sing it. Although, it had metal elements, but I feel like it only ever brought through the shit elements of metal. And threw them in. The band is very heavily driven by...
What are the shit elements
like
of
screaming.
metal? Right, go on.
So just metal then.
Yeah.
But you see, I don't mind that in some metals because it provides contrast to the other bit. But because like in this, I still hate the other bit. A part of me is like, do I actually prefer the screaming bits here? I don't know. It's a
I think
band...
you start questioning if you're a sociopath at that point. Do I prefer the screaming to the singing?
I think it's a rare situation where the band is very much driven by the people playing the instruments rather than the singer. Because I feel like a lot of songs, it's kind of like the singer is the centerpiece, whereas I don't feel like that's the case for them. I think Joe said something earlier about like how the vocals were kind of hidden within the music a lot more. Not hidden enough for me.
Oh God! I mean, I'd still argue that like him as a singer he's still an extremely talented singer.
I just can't
like just because you don't necessarily like him doesn't mean that he isn't the forefront of the
His
band.
range is pretty fucking insane.
I can't stand his tone.
That's fine.
I think that's fair enough.
But I then argue it's still unfair to say that he's not the centerpiece of the band.
I just don't think. I think even within the production, I think they hide it. I think they're like it's hidden within the music. I think the music is that the instruments is what makes it great, not what he's singing.
See, I don't know if that's just a car thing because I never actually found that to be the case.
No, I never found that either.
I found that like the music sometimes drowned him out, like in the mix type of thing.
Yeah, but like, was that specifically when you're in the car or something?
I listened to it both here and in the car, and kind of felt the same.
It was more so in the car. You don't really notice it so much on headphones.
I was gonna say like because I never listened to it in a car, and like, I don't find any of the issues that you were talking about.
The songs heavily lack any contrast. They're kind of the same throughout. Hence, again, made it so different to differentiate from song to song.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
feel like the contrast is the pacing, to be honest.
If you don't like one song on this album, you're not going to like any of them.
Probably, yeah.
Or if you do like one song on this album, then you probably like all of them.
And it wasn't even like not a single song came up, and I was like, "Oh fuck me, not this song." Not a single song, but it's just none of them I felt any draw to, or anything.
What about King for a Day? Like that's their most like. That's their song. Like everyone knows them for that song, pretty much.
I don't know them for that song.
Well, that's because you don't know the band. But what I'm saying is what did you think to that song in particular?
I thought that one was good because it had some bits that weren't him singing.
Yeah, but you could argue that Kellen Quinn is an exaggeration of Vic.
Yeah, but it's not the same tone.
It is.
It isn't.
It's the exact same tone.
Because there's a reason I like that one more than any other song on the album.
I love it. I love that like Vic is actually just Denver's dog whistle. And like whenever he hears the noise, he's just like, "No, I hate it, stop."
Literally, like initially when I was listening to it, it's like, why do I like this one more? And then I found out someone else sings on it. I'm like, that's why. Lee's favourite. Pros and cons pros and cons. Fuck, props. I've written this wrong on my thing. I wrote pros. It's props. Props and mayhem. It's my least favourite. Picked randomly.
Yeah, you could tell.
I was going to say the last song, because, but then I was like, oh no, I actually didn't hate that one.
It's in his top 3, boys.
Top 3. Third was The First Punch.
Wow, that was close to being last for me, I'll be honest.
Don't know why I picked that one. I have no notes on it.
This is the worst fucking review
I couldn't
we've done in ages.
I just have nothing to say about it. Well, I feel like everything I've said about this could be said about every song.
So each song individually had like no redeeming factors that made one better than the other, in my opinion. So the First Punch being third was kind of just, I guess I like that one more. I don't even know. The only two that had any redeeming differences are my top two. Second was Bulls in the Bronx, because of that it has one little bit of contrast with the guitar thing, solo thing in it.
Is that the flamenco?
Yes, I did say about 20 times as you were talking about it, but you just ignored me.
Yeah, well, I don't listen to you.
Fair enough. So yeah, that was my second favourite, purely for that moment. Purely for the slight contrast, so it actually stuck out. And number one was King for a Day, because it had someone else singing on it. That wasn't Vic.
Hooray.
Woo! Well, good review.
Thank you.
That's the best review I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Wow.
Aidan.
Yeah. All right. After listening back to Selfish Machines, I can safely say that it was a crime how low I rated that album. It was such a crime that you can lock me up and drop the soap. So I wasn't going to make the same mistake for this album. And after my professional analysis, I can 100% say that Selfish Machines is still better, but this one's not bad.
Yep.
I would agree.
Yep.
In a weird twist, I thought, personally, that most of the good songs are actually at the end of the album.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's not to say that there aren't little gems sprinkled throughout the album. But speaking of little gem, it sounds like midget gems, which are basically virgin fruit pastels, and this album is just as sweet.
Virgin fruit pastel.
But only sometimes, because you do have the green fruit pastels, and I'm pretty sure they are just chalk flavored. And you get songs like Tangled in the Great Escape give off a similar experience. And that's my worst one, Tangled in the Great Escape.
Oh, okay.
I think overall the pacing and just overall feel of the song is just kind of a mess. It's also got one of the weakest choruses, in my opinion, and it's just way too long. And the Jason Butler guy doesn't help at all.
No, he's horrific.
He's pretty bad.
He is, but
No.
not a fan. That bit right at the end of the song is hard to listen to as well.
Yeah. So right. So I don't often say this. I know you guys do, but I did genuinely find it hard to pick the top three. Because similar to what Joe and Denver have said, I like the songs for either a very similar reason or a completely different reason, and there's no in between.
Yeah.
All right? So my third favourite was actually Props and Mayhem.
Nice.
Fuck you, Denver, for randomly picking it.
Can I just say, by the way, Tangled in the Great Escape was probably one of my favourite choruses in the album.
No fucking way.
I liked how he goes right up to that high note. It sounds massive. It's awesome.
No, it doesn't sound massive. That entire song is just a mess of drony noise. I'm sorry, I really don't like that one.
I feel like okay.
But Props and Mayhem, however, fantastic chorus that, in my opinion, only expands upon itself as the song progresses. So it gets more. You get the first chorus, it's fine. You get the second chorus, it builds on what the first chorus did, and the third chorus just sounds like a bigger version of the previous two, and it's just great. I really like Props and Mayhem.
Fucking amazing song.
Weird one here. Second one, 100 Sleepless Nights. Totally different feel to anything else on the album, with a chorus that I absolutely love, and it kind of sets the style for my favorite song. It's like my favorite song light. It's like Sprite Zero. A lot of food analogies to it.
V2.
V2 part, yeah. And number one, of course it is. Come on, Will.
Hold On Till May.
Hold On Till May. This song, oh my god. This song.
I nearly put it as my least favourite, that one. Purely out of spite for Will putting it in the chat.
Just for the joke.
Because Will's like, oh, listen to this. I'm like, it's almost my least favourite, but it was actually okay.
I do love that acoustic thing. It's pretty fucking great. But Hold On To May, I think the song just hits different. I'm not quite sure why I love it so much.
It's the build.
I think it sounds cringy, but I always find myself bobbing along to it.
Yeah,
is that weird?
I feel like I do that to a lot of the songs on this album, most of them.
And whereas Denver was right in saying a lot of the songs don't have contrast, I'd argue this one has one of the best contrasts. because it has it between the slower sections and the more intense second verse and second chorus, and then it's got the what's her name, Lindsay Stamey, like at the end as well. Stamey, Stormzy,
Stamy, Stam,
Lindsay Stammy.
or Stamey.
Stammy.
Basically, this song is like 3 songs in one, and I really like it.
Oh, that's just bangers. Oh, I love this album.
But yeah, you got like a couple of little honorable mentions as well. I quite liked "I'm Low on Gas" and "You Need a Jacket," even though Joe didn't put it in there. A Match Into Water I thought was also really good, and I genuinely enjoyed "King for a Day." Overall, I'm sorry that your brain doesn't work properly, Denver.
Oh, the hurt. You okay, Denver?
It just feels bad, you know.
I just listen to you and I'm like, it just nothing stands out really to me.
As in, like what I said, or
oh no. I'm listening to what you're saying. You're saying things about songs, and I'm like, fucking hell, like you guys saying about Jason Butler and the Lindsay Stamey. I was like, fuck, I didn't even notice there was someone else in those songs.
I feel like you needed that. Now you can go back and listen to it again. And with the knowledge that I've granted you, and Joe to some extent.
I think it's like OG when we did the first like metal stuff, right? I feel like just the metal tones threw me off so bad that I couldn't like it. And I feel like it's the same with Vic's voice. Like, I just hear it and my body's just, I'm just rejecting it in my head.
I understand. Sometimes my PP gets small when I stand in cold shower too.
Sometimes the PP is just already small.
Always too small.
Just ask my
cousin Roman.
Why cousin Roman? Cousin Roman.
Roy.
What a guy.
Roman, let's go bowling. Of course, Nico. Let's go.
So, I pretty much agree with everything Aidan's just said, to be honest.
Thank you.
I don't have a lot to say about the album, funny enough.
Oh,
it's not that good.
That's new.
But I know, because it's just solid. It's just solid. It's just a solid album. Like, there's nothing really bad on it. It's just their typical Pierce the Veil sound, but I just love it. I love that sound, and I don't know. Listening back to this album makes me feel like a teenager full of angst again. But like, it's just like a nice nostalgia. Except I feel like it holds up right. Whereas a lot of that past music sometimes doesn't. I definitely feel Pierce the Veil does. I feel as a band in general, they're quite underappreciated. Whenever someone talks about those days, like the pop punk days, I feel like they get looked over a bit. Well, I don't think they should, because they're extremely talented, especially the musicians.
Pop punk's not dead, baby. Pop punk's not dead.
It'll never be dead.
Not dead. Not like Nan. Get up, Nan.
No, I'm not. Get up, Nan.
Not like old Kurt Cobain.
I can't understand why people wouldn't like it if they didn't like Vic's voice.
Yeah.
But I just think it works so well with what they make. I do still think it's not quite as good as Selfish Machines. But I would rate Selfish Machines a lot higher than I did back then.
I think they're very close. I think the thing is for Selfish Machines for me is it's just got more memorable songs in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. To me, there's like 5 really standout songs on this, whereas the last on Selfish Machines, I feel like there's fucking nearly all of it stands out. I don't know. I felt like the other Selfish Machines is a lot more memorable and just solid throughout, whereas this has got a few slightly weaker points, but still really good. I think, and as well, this album is seen as actually their most popular, but I feel like that is just because of King for a Day, mainly. And obviously, like Bulls in the Bronx and Hold On Till May are classics, but probably King for a Day in general brought out this album as big as it was. I also think what this lacks compared to.
Sorry, I was just wondering why. Sorry. Why did King for a Day? Was it on something?
No, I think it's because it's Kelly Quinn.
Yeah.
And obviously at the time, Sleeping with Sirens were just as big as Pierce the Veil, so it was like a huge collab. Just all the emo kids creaming in the pants, really. And it was because it was a great song to go with that. It was just like shit. Like,
well, even better, I can't wait for my favourite artist, Jason Butler, to join more songs.
Isn't Jason Butler the fucking actor?
I don't know. Is he an actor?
He's a singer on this.
Tangled in the Great Escape, baby.
What's he called? It's the guy who does the like Olympus Is Falling.
That's Jason Bourne.
No,
Jason Bourne.
No.
Fuck off. It's not. No. Go on about
Gerard Butler. That's who I'm thinking of.
Gerard Way.
No.
The defense came out there. I think as well, this doesn't have as cool a Spanish influence on it, like flamenco influence as Selfish Machines does. It still obviously does have a lot of it, but not quite as much, and that's to me like the best part about Pierce the Veil. So,
sorry, Joe, did you hear someone else said the word? Do you want to?
Flamenco.
No, that's not how you say it.
Oh,
No.
There he is. No, come on, mate. Fuck off, mate.
Mate.
Still very good, and I want them to release new music. But did you know that Vic is like nearly 40?
He's dead.
He's dead. Wake up, Vic.
Get up, Vic. Bestios is on.
He's nearly 40 years old.
He's 37.
He can dance with his nan.
It's crazy. But yeah, worst for me was Tangled in the Great Escape for exactly the same reason Aidan said. And I don't like.
Do you want to suck his dick?
Yeah, I do actually.
Come on, mate. Come
I'll
on.
do it now, if you like.
Grapefruit, Henny.
Did you know that Vic is actually related to one of the
the drummer, or the guitar
from Sleeping with Sirens?
What?
Is
oh
it?
My god, they're twinsies.
I also think his brother's in the band.
I think Holly said something to me about that. Yeah. I don't know who it is though.
But I think one of the reasons Pierce the Veil stopped making music for a long while is because his brother, who is also in the band, but I can't fucking remember his. Hang on, let me think of this up, which one it is. But I think he got like accused of touching.
Is it an old what's his face?
No. It's a Tyler Carter.
It's a Tyler Carter move.
Yeah, Mike Fuentes.
Joe, does this say a lot about like metal music and like heavier bands in general? Is there something you want to
they're
tell?
all kiddie fiddlers.
Well,
I think it's the drummer. It's the drummer.
Well, that's all right then. Drummers aren't important. Anyone can hit drum.
The drummer is the most important. They drive the.
But he was the former drummer, right? And yeah, he's the brother of Vic.
That's not true. Surely the actual driver drives the van, the tour bus driver. You idiot.
He's the most important member of the band.
He's the most important member.
Why is he never listed on the Wikipedia pages? Yeah, but who was the tour bus driver?
Come on, tell me, who was he?
It was Jason Butler.
Oh, shit.
He was like, please, can I be on a song, Mr. Vic Fuentes? And he's just like, that's not my name.
It's like Jamie Foxx, who just like has a recording studio in his house, invites artists around just so he could like, can I feature on your song?
Please, come on.
This is how Gold Digger was made.
Yeah.
Joe, do you reckon you will one day be invited into the house of Jamie Foxx?
I hope so.
What do you reckon you'd do? You and Nino, I mean.
Just do tons of drugs.
He's a straight guy.
And then what?
Hello?
You alright?
Awesome.
Joe's like, I'll do lots of drugs. Dev was like, I'll have you know he's straight.
Yeah, as in like he's like he doesn't do any like drugs.
You mean straight edge? Sorry, you mean straight edge guy?
Yeah,
like, he's not. He's off the drugs. Not.
or the fact that he's straight, so Joe can't bang him.
I just love it. It's just like it's just like only gay people do drugs.
That's how they
The
become
moment that
gay.
you sniff any coke, you're a homosexual.
What the fuck?
No questions asked.
What you do is, because he's straight, I'd go in there and I'd give him with my. I'd go in with my
Calling?
gay turning pickup line.
Oh, what's that then?
Right, what is this turning into?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
No, not really.
I go up to him. I walk past. I go. I hear the gays give better blowjobs, and then I walk away. And
Right.
then later on, he looks at me and he goes, "They do."
Oh.
And then I'm like, "Oh,
What if he
Do they
doesn't say
now?
that?
what?"
What if he doesn't say that?
I know he will say that.
He actually comes up to you later and says, "How'd you get in my house?"
for the second time.
Please leave. Meanwhile, you found his stash that he doesn't do because he's not gay.
What's your second favourite, Will?
Nice.
I'll get onto that after my third.
Oh.
The third favourite was King for a Day.
Ooh.
It just holds up as being a classic. Great song. Great contrast between the two singers. Their voices work very well together.
I wouldn't call it a great
just-
contrast.
Great contrast.
Just amazing. Great song. Fantastic song. And I didn't want to put it in my top three because I've heard it so many times, but I feel like it stands out on the album. To not put it in the top three, it's just great. Second was Bulls in the Bronx. Probably the best chorus in the entire album. It's just so upbeat. That stood out to me so much on this fucking album though. It very, very, very close to being number one. But Hold On Till May was just too good to not put as number one. I just love that song so much.
What a song.
It's just fantastic. The best vocals, I think, on the entire album. And again, great contrast with the pacing of it. And I barely ever remember Lindsay Stamey this bit, but as the song in general, it's just fucking fantastic. But just a solid album. I don't think there's any bad songs, just some slightly weaker ones. And I don't really have too much to say about the lyrics because I didn't really notice them too much. But anybody really notice the lyrics that much?
They're just as cringy as they were in Selfish Machines, and very emo and
Teenage angst. Love it. That's
all
all
He's
we
a bit
need.
old for teenage angst. Maybe he's a kiddie fiddler.
Maybe he's a kiddly fiddly.
Kiddly fiddly.
Hardly howdy, neighborinos. Kiddly fiddly.
Not a lot else to say. Just not quite as good as the one after this album, Selfish Machines.
Another one before.
I think it's just as good.
No, this was before.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it
This
wasn't.
was-
Machines was 2010.
We already had this conversation while you were busy
literally
typing.
talked about
Fuck's
this earlier.
sake, you're right. Ah!
Sorry.
Sorry, I was doing tags on the video at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you mean? We don't do any other content.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's all album review all the time, baby.
He wrote the song A Match into Water about his former girlfriend who suffered from breast cancer.
Aww.
So only Joe knew that, and that's why that was his favourite.
Yeah, it must have been. Sorry, Will. You should feel bad now.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Isn't that what happens? You find out that there's an interesting story behind one of them and you pick that as your favourite?
No.
No?
No?
I thought it's just every other album.
The
that
song
you've
must
done
be
that
good
for.
as well.
No, that's not the case.
Ratings.
8.5.
3.
7.
7.
It scores 25.5.
Woo!
The bang av.
Bang, out, bang, out, bang.
Just
out,
just
bang,
to go
out.
along with all the... Oh god, it's been so long since we've had a 30, boys.
I know.
Don't worry. We'll
Fuck
change
me!
that online.
I didn't actually realise how long ago it was.
How long
Fucking
ago?
May.
Oh, we got to hold on. Till May.
Can we go a full year without a 30 again?
Maybe.
We used to get quite a few.
Well, that was because we were actively seeking them. And by we, I mean me.
You, yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
and then I sort of stopped for a while, and I think Will's actually overtaken me now, so maybe I should try and take my crown back at some.
Have I? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you have.
I don't know, we've not had anyone pick...
Doesn't feel like it. It
I
has.
don't know. I didn't have that many 30s.
I've had 30s, just not true 30s.
Yeah, I'm
I've
all
not
about
had
the true
30.
30.
Yeah, I think I've only ever had 130. Or 2 if you include the one that doesn't count.
Well, also, I was looking back on albums and I remember, like, the week after Pierce the Veil was Paramore After Laughter, and that's when Joe gave it a fucking 2.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Sounds too reggae.
See, that would have been a 30. Just should have
I'm
been a 30.
sorry. It shouldn't have been definitely not a 30, but I was wrong with the 2. What would I have needed to give it to make it a 30?
You'd have to give it a 6.
Nah, it just didn't deserve that.
Yikes.
So it's my pick, right?
Yep.
No.
I'm annoyed because I'd like to pick a particular album, but it doesn't come out till Friday. So it's Youngblood's album that I'd like to pick, but I'm guessing you're not going to let me. I'm just going to ask anyway.
No.
Youngblood's new album comes out on Friday. We'd have 2 days to listen to it.
No,
Understand if you don't want to. So
not doing that again. Not after Biffy.
Biffy was different because it was like your favourite band.
I don't even think it was really that. And also, you were moaning about it for fucking ages. Guys, come on, please. We were like,
yeah,
fine.
but
and then what happened? Will? What happened?
It was a great album.
We'll
never talk about it again. And we
all suffered.
We all got a lot of views from it.
It's only going to hurt its rating, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, the thing is, I didn't expect the Biffy Clyro album to be as shit as it was.
Was so bad.
Like, fuck, it was so bad, and I was just like, especially after you'd made me listen to it, like fucking
album of the year.
Was it actually album of the year?
Yes.
That is just
no. Album of the year isn't decided until next year.
Hold the phone.
It will be album of the year. Hot Milk says so.
It can't be.
If that's album of the year, then I'll get chemically castrated.
It's done very well.
Chemically?
So.
Yes.
What do we say?
Shit.
Best British band. The Brits. You are.
What you got for us?
They're not even British. They're Scottish.
British and Scottish shit.
We've infiltrated. We've infiltrated it. We're the
British and
best
Scottish, you tit.
No, we want independence.
No, it's not. Go on, Joe. Argue your point.
The UK is
and Britain is
Britain
Scotland, England, Wales.
Joe, what happened after the Romans fell?
And Northern Ireland.
That's
Joe,
United Kingdoms.
Joe, when did Rome fall again?
Yeah, that's also Great Britain, you tit.
It was just before the Vikings invaded.
Just before the Vikings came. Yeah, gosh, I remember. Oh, good times. So what are you picking then, Will?
What are you picking, Will?
Newer or older? There you go.
Fuck.
Don't
Newer.
I can't wait for Emma to be salty about this.
Newer.
Older.
Right.
Older.
Then we're going with the Kid Laroi. Fuck Love.
What? The what?
No.
The fucking who?
And not the new Bring Me the Horizon album.
No.
Fuck me.
Well, you should have picked it if you wanted it. The Kid Laroi.
This is a random fucking person.
I told you, Joe, that I'm not picking it, so you should have picked it.
Fuck me. Oh, Black Bear's in one of their songs. I like
the Kid Laroi.
Yeah,
not like I thought you were saying the Kidler.
No,
the Fiddler.
I want a clear cut of me saying it again because I don't think you did. The Kid Laroi, Fuck Love, in brackets Savage.
Savage. How savage is it? Oh, this is.
Why? It's a fucking mess. Can we not do the other one?
Two
fucking god!
Things.
What the fuck is that? What is that? 22 songs. Oh my god!
Only 47 minutes.
Wait, really? What? Even the fucking? Oh my god! It is. Why? Jesus!
Fuck me! What is this? Have you seen the other album cover? It's like anime.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
It's just it's unusual of a pick.
I don't know, bro. She's pretty hot. How old is she? In anime, it's just like
at least
she's
as old
12.
as Tails.
It's just like she's 12. Oh fuck! I can hear the sirens.
Why has it got two sides, but one side is so much bigger?
I found him on TikTok.
What is his famous TikTok song?
He's not famous on TikTok, but
what? You found him on TikTok?
Oh, as in he was one of these artists promoting himself on TikTok.
I saw his stuff on TikTok, and he's got It's got a couple songs with Juice WRLD, and
he's got 16 million monthly listeners.
And Lil Mosey.
Oh,
16 million monthly listeners, and his album's only really just come out. So
I already feel like I know what this album's gonna be, and it's definitely the third song.
Tragic. Is it a song with internet
I've not
money?
listened to it myself properly, so I'm going into this new as well. So we'll see what happens.
Got Marshmallow on there. How does something feat Marshmallow? Like Marshmallow doesn't sing. Actually, no, he did a little bit, didn't he? In his album. Oh, it's got Juice WRLD.
Did you not just hear what I said? Then?
I don't listen.
Oh, guys, it's got
doesn't
Juice
listen.
WRLD. Guys,
Guys, do they have Juice WRLD?
That's Juice WRLD.
Oh wait, shit! Hold up.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Track 5 on the second one. It's got Jeremy Corbyn. He's just like, it's not fair. I didn't get in. Labour Party. No.
Fucking said that 2 minutes ago. No one laughed.
Yeah, but I made a joke, Joe.
Are we including the skits?
Yes. Well, they're just intermissions. So
No, I think
like
you'll find they're
talking.
skits.
One of them's only got 6,000 views, the new guy skit, whereas like the other skit has like 4 million. What?
Oh yeah, these skits have so people just insta skip past these.
Yeah, but like
that to me just shows that no one ever listens to his full albums.
I think using my big detective brain, the same thing must be not a very good song because clearly they've clicked on it ready to skip it and seen that the next one's 22 seconds long and just skipped straight to erase you.
How does that even work?
I don't know. How is that one only 6,000 unless it was added more recently?
To be fair, I think it is a bit of a weird because I think the actual album is the other one.
There's another skit further up that's only got 12,000 on, just after Jeremy Corbyn's speech.
To be fair though, even if you go on the other app version of Fuck Love, the skits only have like a few thousand.
That is weird.
So weird.
Sorry, any closing thoughts, Joe?
Any closing
Joy.
thoughts, Joe?
Did you know that 7% of religious Americans pray to God about getting a car parking spot